Welcome back to the deep dive. This time we're going back to the 1930s.
The 30s.
Yeah, the era of fedoras and jazz.
And gangsters.
And gangsters. You wanted to know more about John Dillinger.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got articles, research, ready to go to dig into.
The public wants to know.
They do.
It's fascinating how his story really connects with what was going on then,
Socially, economically.
Great Depression.
Yeah.
He kind of became this mythical figure, right?
Yeah, like challenging the system when everyone was kind of disillusioned with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're going to explore that.
Okay.
Not just the crimes, but like what made him such a phenomenon.
Right.
And our sources start with his early life in Indianapolis.
Okay.
Seems like even as a kid, a bit of a troublemaker.
Yeah, petty theft early on.
Really?
Even ended up in reform school as a teenager.
Wow.
And it continued into adulthood.
What?
1924, convicted of robbing a grocery store.
Hmm.
And that sent him to Indiana State Prison.
Okay, so this prison time seems like...
Big turning point.
Yeah, pivotal, right.
Yeah, it's really, the sources suggest this is where he hardened,
Went from small time to like...
Career criminal.
Yeah.
Prison exposed him to, a whole network of criminals.
Oh, so he was learning.
He was getting an education in crime, you could say.
Huh.
Solidified that resentment, towards authority.
Right, of course.
Honing his skills in there.
Yeah.
Learning the tricks of the trade, I guess you could say.
So then in 1933, he's paroled.
Out he goes.
And things escalate quickly.
Quick.
A series of bank robberies across the Midwest.
All across, yeah.
And these weren't just like your average,
Oh, no.
stick 'em up.
Dillinger was, he planned everything.
Oh, really?
Meticulous, down to the minute, studied bank layouts, timing everything perfectly.
And there was a flair to it, wasn't there?
Definitely.
Like almost, was it deliberate, do you think? Like he was putting on a show?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
The understood image, right?
Yeah.
That persona of the charming but daring outlaw,
Mm-hmm.
he wanted that attention.
Oh, yeah.
The notoriety.
And the media loved it, of course.
Loved
It just played right into it.
Headlines,
Public enemy number one.
Public enemy number one. And it, ironically, it just made him more popular.
With some people, yeah.
Yeah, with some.
Why do you think that was? Was it just like the thrill of seeing someone like outsmarting the authorities?
I think it's deeper than that.
Okay.
It was the Depression, right?
Right.
People were struggling.
Yeah.
Banks, I mean, they were a symbol of the system.
That people felt had failed them.
Exactly.
So he was tapping into that anger.
Yeah, that frustration.
Okay.
And he was good at it, He was charismatic.
Really?
Some accounts say he was polite to the people he robbed.
No way.
Almost apologetic, can you imagine?
Wow.
It added to that whole Robin Hood image.
Right.
Which fueled the legend, of course.
And then there's the escape from Indiana State Prison.
Ooh, that's a good one.
This is wild.
Wild.
A wooden gun.
A wooden gun.
That he carved himself.
To bluff his way out.
It's amazing.
Audacious and resourceful.
It really is.
Not just brute force.
No.
This guy was a thinker,
Yeah.
A manipulator.
Hmm.
He could exploit weakness, see opportunities.
And then he leaves that note.
Oh, yeah.
Better luck next time.
For the warden.
Like he was playing a game?
Like cat and the mouse game, yeah.
Sending a message.
Definitely.
J. Edgar Hoover must have been furious.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, the FBI was just starting to,
build their reputation.
check.
And this was a direct challenge
Yeah.
to his authority and the bureaus.
Embarrassing.
Very much so.
So, as Dillinger's notoriety grew, so did the pressure to catch him.
Absolutely.
This sets the stage for a nationwide manhunt.
Nationwide.
FBI pouring resources into finding this guy.
All hands on deck.
But Dillinger, he keeps slipping through their fingers.
He was good at it.
He was...
But, his fame, the thing that made him a folk hero, it also made him vulnerable.
Oh, how so?
Well, think about it. All that attention,
Yeah.
it makes it hard to hide.
Makes sense.
He needed people he could trust, people who wouldn't turn on him.
Right.
But unfortunately for Dillinger,
Uh-oh.
not everyone in his circle was so loyal.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
so some of these robberies,
Oh, yeah.
the sources really highlight how brazen they were getting.
They were getting bolder.
Dillinger's gang.
For sure.
Like the one in Mason City, Iowa.
Mason City, March 34.
That was a big haul, right?
Huge, over $50,000
Wow.
from the First National Bank.
A lot of money back then.
Oh, a king's ransom.
And they took hostages too, didn't they?
They did. Bank employees, some customers.
It's terrifying.
Must be.
But there are accounts of Dillinger, like, being polite to the hostages.
It's true. There are
Really.
charming almost.
It's like downplaying the seriousness.
Yeah, like everything's fine.
But it's not.
Oh, absolutely not.
He wanted control, didn't he?
Oh, total control.
Not just force, but like,
Manipulation.
yeah, psychology.
He knew what he was doing.
Then there's Greencastle, Indiana.
Central National Bank.
A few months later.
That note.
Get
More money, we're hitting this bank next.
Chilling, right?
Oh, can you imagine?
Like a bank employee finding that
I'd quit.
he was taunting the authorities.
Oh, yeah, he loved it.
And it was also part of his appeal, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Lift thumb his nose at the establishment.
People loved it.
During tough times, it resonated.
It did. It really did.
All this attention, though.
It comes with a price.
It does.
The FBI was closing in.
They were.
Hoover was obsessed.
Really?
Catching Dillinger, it became personal.
And this is where
Anna Sade,
the
lady in red,
comes into play.
enters the picture.
Romanian immigrant.
Right, running a brothel in Chicago
Wow.
and romantically involved with Dillinger.
Okay.
But it was complicated.
How so?
When she faced deportation,
Uh-oh.
she saw an opportunity.
With the FBI.
At the FBI.
Made a deal.
She did.
To betray Dillinger.
In exchange for leniency.
Wow, so she's the key to his downfall.
In a way, yeah. Biograph theater.
July 22nd, 1934.
The trap is set.
It is.
The sources describe it so vividly. That night,
Oh, it's like a movie.
Dillinger, leaving the theater
Unaware.
of the agent,
Closing in.
carefully orchestrated.
Down to the last detail.
Dillinger steps out.
Agents move in.
Chaos!
And he's down.
And he's down. Dead.
What an end.
Dramatic.
But intense.
Life.
You said it.
But it doesn't end there, does it?
The story keeps going.
Conspiracies.
Oh, yeah.
People claiming that wasn't really Dillinger.
That he escaped somehow.
Why do these theories stick around?
Because Dillinger, he cultivated that image. Illusion, mystery.
People couldn't believe he'd be brought down so easily.
It's like a magic trick gone wrong.
But beyond the theories, what about his impact on law enforcement?
Yeah, the FBI specifically.
Dillinger forced them to evolve.
How so?
Before him, they were small, bureaucratic.
So he changed things.
They had to modernize
To catch him.
to keep up with guys like him.
What did they learn?
Forensic science, fingerprints, communication.
They had to be better.
Faster, more efficient.
Coordinated.
Exactly.
Dillinger's case, it highlighted the need for
A national system
information sharing.
on crime, on criminals.
And they realized
The power of the media.
Hoover understood that.
Public perception mattered.
So Dillinger's criminal career,
Ironic, isn't it?
it helped the FBI become what it is today.
More powerful, more influential,
It's like negative events,
sparking innovation.
causing change.
You never know what will shape history.
Even criminals.
Can have an unexpected legacy.
We've explored his rise,
His fall,
his death.
the mysteries
What stands out to you?
about Dillinger, about this whole story.
For me, it's his legacy. It's kind of, well, it's a paradox, isn't it?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Like he was a criminal, a
Oh.
killer,
Oh, no doubt.
but also, for a while there, a folk hero, you know?
Yeah, that duality is fascinating.
Symbol of rebellion, I guess, when so many people felt like the system had let them down.
Yeah, he tapped into that feeling.
And we're still fascinated by him, aren't we?
We are.
Movies, books, TV shows.
The legend lives on.
Why is that? What is it about guys like Dillinger that we can't let go of?
The outlaw, maybe?
The what is it?
The allure of someone who lives outside the rules.
The rebel.
The anti-hero.
Yeah, and Dillinger, he knew how to play that up, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But it also, I think, spoke to something real about that time.
The anxieties, the frustrations.
Yeah.
The depression was a breeding ground for that.
Well, he was a product of his time,
He was.
but he also became something bigger, something that still means something.
Simple, yeah.
It makes you think about how we view authority, you know?
Our relationship with it.
That appeal of rebellion, good versus evil, that whole thing.
Blurry lines, for sure.
And the media, how they shape...
Public perception.
Oh, yeah, Dillinger, he was good at self-promotion, wasn't he?
He knew how to work the press.
But the media, they kind of took it and ran with it.
Made him larger than life.
So what's the takeaway? What can we learn from all this about ourselves, about America back then?
History's complicated.
Yeah.
Full of contradictions.
Right.
Things don't always turn out how you'd expect.
Even a criminal like Dillinger
Can have a lasting impact
on the FBI.
on how we think about crime, about fame.
A story that still matters, huh?
It does. It makes you think.
Well, we've come to the end of our deep dive.
Into John Dillinger.
But the conversation doesn't end here, Ray.
Keep exploring. Keep digging.
New sources, new perspectives.
Who knows what else is out there waiting to be discovered?
We'll be back next time with another deep dive.
Until then.
Keep learning.